Hello, Wolfback. Quick little update here, and I know that right now would be a pretty fearful time in the market for sure, because we have had this correction, of course, from the Evergrande news about the Chinese real estate firm in China, that there was some speculation across the media and some misinformation as well across different media outlets about what actually happened to Evergrande. A lot of outlets said that, hey, they defaulted on their foreign debt and national debt, and hence they went under, and a lot of different companies also said that that wasn't the case. Of course, we know now, after further clarification within the press, within the media, that they didn't end up defaulting on the debt, and hence the fears kind of been squashed a little bit. But the price action is still remaining in a downtrend, because we did break through a critical support zone at around, well, I had it here at this region around 66 and 67, right, which were our previously made all-time highs on Bitcoin. And we've also dropped below 64.8k, which is our actual all-time high from around the May period on Bitcoin. And right now we're kind of just lurking in the 63k region after a bit of a triangular formation we had here, right? And essentially we broke that to the downside. And a lot of people, would be getting a bit skeptical. They would be thinking that, hey, we had this, this cyclical theory, and we had, November being a very bullish month, and no doubt it could still be, and I think it will still be a bullish month. And I want you guys to keep in mind here, and I've said this so many times over and over in my videos, yeah? I said that mid-November we'll be starting the uptrend, right? We've currently hit the 12th of November. I said that by the 16th of November we'll be reaching all-time highs, right? Right now we're on the 12th of November. We have 4 days. 4 days until we reach all-time highs on Bitcoin, all right? That's according to the cyclical theory, and obviously that cyclical theory is based on 2 data points, so it could actually be more, could be less, could be today, could be next week. We don't know exactly, right? Cryptocurrency is a very new space, all right? It's only had 2 full cycles in the past, and hence we can't use that data as a precise, certain measurement. But what we can do is speculate, and based on that speculation, and based on not only those 2 data points, but what's happened in between, which are very similar throughout the cycles, we can speculate that we will be heading to the upside. If you think about what's been going on with Bitcoin, and this video is not about Bitcoin, by the way, it's about altcoins, but I just want to have a brief kind of outline here. I guess it can be about everything, right? Think about what's going on with Bitcoin, right? We've got the Taproot upgrade, right, which is the biggest upgrade to the Bitcoin blockchain in I'm not sure, I think years, right? And we have the spot ETF. In 2 days, the SEC is going to be seeing whether they're going to approve the spot ETF, which obviously is going to be way more important than the futures ETF we already had that was approved last month. So those are 2 potential things coming up in the next 4 days that could potentially be a catalyst for a major rise in price for Bitcoin. And you think about the general market, right? We have inflation going up to 6.2%. That was announced 2 days ago. Right? We have global economy is getting hammered on a general basis. People are scared. They don't know where to preserve their wealth. Bitcoin's becoming a very, very big thing, not only in a niche anymore, but more of a mainstream, alternative to fiat currencies and to gold. The point of the matter is, and what I'm trying to display is that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency fundamentally are stronger than they have ever been. So why now? Why now after we went down to 29k in May? Why now after we had that September correction at 40k and hold? Why now would we drop below and just crash? Why? It's possible, right? Anything's possible. This market works in probabilities, not certainties, right? Anything's possible, but it's very unlikely in my personal opinion, right? From my experience in the market, it's very unlikely. Definitely possible, but very unlikely. So, that said, if we're looking at the charts, we're looking at the pure TA, the technical analysis, we can see that, well, this correction actually isn't that unhealthy, right? We have the daily chart. We'll look at the daily chart right now, and we're in an upwards trend, right? We're forming new higher highs, and we're forming new higher lows as well. So we're in an upwards trend on a general basis. And I think that a lot of this panic is coming because, as I said in the last video or 2 videos ago, we have higher price valuations. And so the percentages make the price drops seem way more extreme than they actually are. For example, a 10% drop when we're valued at 10,000 USD is only dropping by 1,000. But a 10% drop when we're at 100,000 USD is dropping by 10,000. So it's all about the psychology and the psychological effect of those bigger numbers, when in reality, we should be looking at percentages rather than dollars. I think the technicals speak for themselves, right? We have, pretty clear uptrend. We have a few lines of support that we want to be holding, right, which meet up at around the 62k region to 63k. So, we have 60k, which has acted as support for almost a month now, and 58k, which we wicked down and acted as support as well. So, look, the ideal scenario on Bitcoin, I said this in a tweet earlier today, the ideal scenario on Bitcoin is that we head up by November 16th as planned. The worst case scenario is that we continue in this region until the end of the month, when I will be considering that, hey, maybe the market's not acting as it usually is, and maybe I should be bearish, is if one of two things happens, right? If we drop below 53k, which is our high we made in September, and a major support zone throughout the whole year, then I will be bearish on the market, right? Or if we continue into December, we hit the 1st of December, and we're still in the current price range between anything below 70k, then I'll be bearish on the market. So to clarify, if we drop below 53k, I'm bearish. If we're still in this price range by December, I'm bearish. As of right now, it seems healthy, seems natural. Let's look at Ethereum right now. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum has been in an upwards trend, and we looked at this in the last video, for over, almost 2 months, right? Over a month, way over a month, almost 2 months. Look at that channel. Do you think that channel is sustainable? I don't think that's sustainable. If you know anything about technical analysis, you would say that channel is not sustainable, right? We've just seen a bearish MACD cross on Ethereum. Well, we haven't actually seen it yet, but we will be seeing it in 12 hours if we continue this red candle, which would be great to see. I'd love to see that, because what that would do is it would allow Ethereum to reset. We'll have a small correction, possibly down to this, 4K region, maybe a bit higher, right? Maybe 4.2K, somewhere in that region. We could actually just take a fractal from this upwards channel, and we can make a measurement here and say that if we drop down on this daily candle, we're looking at a price target of around, 4,100, 4,200. And you think about how that would look. Well, it looked like a healthy correction, right? That's pretty clearly a higher low. And then we can continue to the upside. We can continue to the upside with a refreshed MACD, a refreshed RSI, and we can come in more bullish than we already were. Because I can tell you right now, as a buyer, as someone looking to buy Ethereum, which I'm not currently, but if I was, I wouldn't be buying into this upwards trend. It looks very unsustainable, right? And based off of cyclical theory, we do have the possibility, or the strong possibility, of a Ethereum correction before we top out. It's not just going to go straight up and then go more up and then top out, right? We're going to have a correction before that happens. Think of the market as a staircase, right? Or a 2 step forwards, 1 step back, right? We do have dips down, but the overall trend is upwards, right? So we need to have that correction. I think right now I wouldn't actually be too bad of a time to have it, right? Sooner rather than later. We're looking at Bitcoin as well. We've had a bearish MACD cross, and what we can actually do, if we see a few days of red, it's not the end of the world. If we see a few days of consolidation, it's also not the end of the world. We could have this bearish MACD cross now, which we've already seen, and we could head down to it for a few days, reset the MACD, and then come in for a bullish cross and head to the upside, right? So, and look at altcoins, and look at where these altcoins have actually landed on this dip. Altcoins have landed in a pretty critical spot. We've had this triangular formation. For example, we have WAN chain right now, and we had that correction downwards, and we actually retested the top of a critical triangular support zone and continued heading to the upside. Let's look at Bitcoin Cash. These are just a few ones I've listed out, right? Bitcoin Cash, once again, triangular formation, dropped down from the Evergrande news, retested a critical support zone in form of that triangular formation, and we've headed back to the upside. Well, not yet, right? We're still lurking in that region, but we did bounce off of that region. That's good to see that, having some extra support. RLC is another one. Triangular formation, wicked off, bounced to the upside. Theta, right? We had this dotted triangular region that has been holding since around the September period. We wicked near it, and we've been bouncing over it, and we're currently holding above the $7 support. As for Cake as well, we're holding above a critical support zone that we retested at around 17 to 16 USD. So, altcoins on a general basis, and obviously this doesn't apply to every single altcoin, there's literally tens of thousands, but from the ones I've seen, and this would probably speak to the vast majority of them in the mid to large cap region, nothing has happened that is so out of this world that makes me completely freaked out in the market, right? It looks like a healthy correction. It seems like it's not healthy, right? Because we just broke all-time highs and we just did this, but you have to remember that this correction was not natural, right? It was caused by news events. Once people settle down, realize that nothing has actually changed fundamentally, which happens every time, the likelihood of it going up is significantly higher than the likelihood of it going down. And again, if it does go down, it's my personal opinion that, as long as we remain above 53K, preferably 58K, we're in the clear. All right, and as long as we move before December, we're in the clear. If either of those things two happens, that would invalidate my view on the market. And that's when you can start selling or doing whatever you want. Obviously, it's not financial advice, my personal opinions. If I was you, that's what I would do. I'm not saying you should do that, right? Those are my opinions in the market right now. I think it looks healthy. I think we're primed for good moves. And you know, notice all of these altcoins here that I checked. Every single one of these altcoins have just seen a bearish MACD cross, which means, you know, and you could look at this, oh, it's so bad, or it's going to go down. No, the other way of looking at it, the flip side, is that, hey, we've seen a bearish MACD cross, we can consolidate and come back with a bullish MACD cross that will take us higher than the last one because we're at a higher valuation than when we saw the last one. So I think it's, you know, it's fine. You know, it's happened in line with the 2017 correction as well, which ties into theories that, hey, maybe the media is and institutions are actually coordinating these attacks on the market, which is definitely a possibility, right? A strong possibility, in order to keep us in line with the cyclical theory. Otherwise, how else would we be playing out over and over and over again every 4 years? You know, that's a reasonable theory. That's probably what could be happening, but there's no point speculating, right? We just have to take what we're given and try and predict the future the best we can. So, you know, overall, just again, I mean, I've said this like 3 times, but overall, it looks fine right now. I'll keep you updated. Definitely look at the market though. Keep an eye on it because we're seeing some high volatility, especially in the next few days when we have, as I said, the Bitcoin futures approval by the SEC potential and also the Taproot upgrade. So, you know, it's going to be a volatile market. You're going to have to keep an eye on it. You're going to have, you know, if you're really dedicated, probably some sleepless nights. I know I will. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.